All right, welcome to our 10-ball invitational final for term 1 of 2023. My name's Mark. I'll be hosting the final today via commentary. Interesting one here. Usually I'm with Markus, but today I'm not because he's actually playing. So very interesting to see how it's all going to go. Markus winning the lag. And I'll just run through everyone, format, and a bit of extra details that we like to hear and see regarding our invitational format. So, 4 groups of 4 today. CueSoc's top 16 battling it out. I've mentioned this in many previous videos, and it's great that you'll be able to get to see it in the flesh, in person, if you come down to Burwood at 10 a.m. on the last Saturday of the term. So this is the last Saturday of term 1. I've seen a lot of comps come through, a lot of social events that have performed really well too. So Markus and Tim actually have not played in a final this term. So Markus is having his first finals appearance. Tim Xing is having his I couldn't tell you, but he's been in like 5 or 6 at least. And Tim actually, this is the only comp that he's defending his title for, so he's actually won it previously. Markus is here as the challenger to take down the champion. Beautiful break with the 8 ball going in the side and a nice shot with the 4 in the side too. Sorry, 8 in the corner. Really open shot there on the 1-2, but not much distance to play it with, so it might be difficult to maneuver it for a safety or any other kind of shot, which is quite interesting. So yes, back to the format, 10 ball, winner's break. Race to 7 in the final we are looking at. And obviously this does pose a lot of questions. Markus using the jaw of the pocket really nicely there to play a safety. 10 ball obviously being core pockets. You'll notice also that the rack is 10 ball in the middle, 1 ball on the spot, and 2 and 3 balls in the corner. The 10 ball can only be potted as the last shot if you are to win the frame. If the 10 ball does go in off another ball, it is to be respotted. And keep in mind, you can give back a fluke. Tim opting to take a difficult shot here with the 1. I think he's going to try and just play the right edge of it, as he did just then. Very nicely played there, yeah. 1 and 7 combo open there. Now, one of the things that I've noticed about 10 ball is you got to strike at the right time. You got to make sure that you pot the right ball at the right time and make sure you know what you're doing when you're doing it. Markus pulling out the rest there. Obviously, not too bad to get movement with the rest and the cue ball as such. So just make sure you play the correct spin and etc. I've got Renee with me actually.
Hey.
He's having a bit of pocket. I'm going to give him a bit of cool down time. He's just finished this game.
Oh no, I'm alright. I just
You're looking very happy, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
nothing I can
do. I mean, you honestly, like from when I'd last seen you to now, I don't know how long ago I'd last seen you. I hadn't seen you much at League, but seriously, man, like CueSoc is lucky to have you.
Thank you.
And that's not me sugarcoating the truth, right? That's actually the truth.
Is
CueSoc's lucky to have really good pool and really good players playing pool. Like,
yeah, for sure.
It's honestly, man, I'm glad you could make it today.
We got I don't know if anyone knows the story, but I got subbed in. I don't know who did I get subbed in for?
I think Glandon was unable to come today, so he was busy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, I subbed in for Glandon. So.
But definitely, you played pretty well, man, and you definitely earned your spot really well today. So I'm really happy with that.
Yeah. Is that semi just going to be posted on YouTube?
Do you want it to be?
Yeah, why not?
No,
I think
of course.
it was a great game.
Of course, yeah. We'll chuck it. Of course, yeah. So quick FYI. Hopefully, I think we filmed about 15 matches today, which is a new record for CueSoc.
Yeah,
something around there. Maybe about 10 to 15, which is really good.
Yeah.
Thanks again to everyone who gave up their phone. But let me just introduce the players quickly. So we've got Markus Smith, who you may have heard on the mic a fair bit. He's in 5th year as well. So him and I started out in CueSoc in 1st year together. To see him finally make a finals video in 5th year is pretty nice after 4 years of losing.
And I remember when I first started 2 years ago, Mark and Markus were at the City Heroes, and I just walked up to Markus and I asked him to play, and then we joined in. And Markus since then has made such a big improvement in his game. It's insane.
100%.
If you go watch the semi-final video, which we'll probably put down, we'll link it somewhere.
Yes, definitely. We'll be on the YouTube channel. Will be some great content, that's for sure.
He played some insane shots, especially on the rack to get to the hill, for him to get to the hill.
Yeah.
He did not miss a bloody ball. And yeah, that's that's a new level of Markus. I haven't played Markus in a while, and good on him, honestly.
Yeah, really good performance from him. And I mean, I had my hand in my heads half the race, especially when it was hill. So really keen for that one to get posted. But just to finish my introduction for Markus, he is in 5th year, studying pharmacology and immunology, double science major at USYD. We've got Tim Xing as well, UNSW final year as well, studying civil engineering.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm sure you've seen Tim many times before. This again being one of his top performances today.
Let's not try sugar Tim up while he's sitting right next to us and hear everything we're saying.
Markus could have run that a little further, but hopefully good enough for him to get a nice shape on the 10 from here. Maybe playing a little bit of inside there.
Look, I think you can go up and down 2 rails.
Yeah, tricky. And the rails haven't been playing too well today.
Especially, so on this table, I was just playing on it in my semis. There's a wet patch in the top right corner. That slows the balls down a lot. It's not the rails.
Big time.
The rails have been playing really fast today, just because it's really cold. So it's a really dry and cold weather today.
It is, yeah, it is. And I feel like we've just sort of started to hit a bit more cold weather now that we're sort of in the middle of April now.
Yeah.
22nd. Really nice shot there from Tim, actually. I might mention that. Markus got lucky with his roll, but Tim sort of played it to his advantage. Now, to run through the rule for those who are unaware, if you want the shot to not be a foul, you need to make sure that the object ball needs to be hit by the cue ball and hit one rail after contact. So you'll notice
ball or cue ball needs to hit one rail after contact.
Yes, correct. Thanks for that, Renee. Yeah.
That's right.
Object ball or cue ball needs to hit the rail after contact, yeah. Not before contact.
Actually, I should probably add any object ball. Any object ball.
As well, yeah. So
Yeah.
not the object ball, yeah. No, thanks for that, Renee.
So
yeah, a bit of a sellout there from Markus. He didn't really have much to do, unfortunately. So Tim looking to take the frame here. But I think one thing I learned from watching your race, Renee, is there's no point in the race where you can say it's 100% guarantee that the player has won.
No bloody way. Go watch the semi-final video, and that'll explain everything Mark's saying. I'm not going to spoil it. But
yeah, and I might comment on Tim's game as well. That also went hill.
Tim's game with
Josh.
Oh yeah, bloody hell.
So it was funny because in the first round of the finals, Renee, you actually managed to win 5-0. So would you say it was more comfortable winning in the quarters than the game you played in the semis? Did you feel more comfortable or not really?
I spoke with Kevin Alexander after, and he said he had a place to go to, so he wasn't really sure if he was staying around. So I think
nice shot there from Tim, by the way.
Very solid pot on the 10, and I think it was a good decision to play short side on the 9 just to guarantee you get position at least.
Exactly. Yeah. Tim's leading 1-0, by the way. Tim to break.
Sorry, I was saying. Yeah, Kevin had somewhere to go. I'm not sure, but he said to me after, like, make sure you win it. Obviously, didn't. I'm commentating now. Sorry, Kevin, if you're watching this later. But yeah, Kevin played well. Just got pretty unlucky as soon as he got to the 8-9. And I can clear up from the 8-9. So it's just
making sure you get that good pattern in is what matters. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a nice bit of cue ball control from Tim, but
yeah, no luck with the break, unfortunately.
The table's been breaking really weirdly. How
have you found sort of the overall condition of all the tables? Because you've sort of been hovering around mainly 8, but you were a bit on 15 and 16.
So I was on 8, 15, and 16.
Yes.
8's breaking really well. 15's breaking really badly. I don't know why. When I'm on 8, I can get both wing balls in with how I'm breaking fairly consistently. 16's playing pretty well. I'm not able to break as consistently on 16. But it's playing better than all the other tables, to be honest. 15's really weird because there's an AC right on top of the top left pocket. And so half the table is cold and the other half is warm. The half closer to the what's it called? To the camera is really warm because it's next to a window and there's lights on it, like lights close to the table that are really hot.
Yeah, right.
So one side's running faster than the other. That's what's making it really weird. Yeah, and then 8's just generally cold all around. 16's pretty consistent, so that's why it's playing generally better, is what I think is happening. but you know, just a CueSoc player, so.
Yeah, so I mean, just going back on what you were saying about your break, how did you find that the Magic Rack was working on table 8, for example?
So every Magic Rack is different. My Magic Rack, I think is pretty good. I don't know if anyone else thinks it's good, but I love it. It was a gift from me, gift to me.
So what kind of Magic Rack is it actually? Just out of curiosity?
It's a replica. It's a replica of the original Magic Rack. The black ones that like everyone uses, and they're like pretty flimsy, so they tear very easily. Mine is like a different material, and it's a lot sturdier, and so it racks the ball
I actually
tighter.
felt it a little bit. I was gonna ask, it felt quite sturdy. So
Yeah,
it
doesn't catch the ball either, but it's nice. Yeah, it's nice. It racks the ball tight. I'm pretty sure I didn't rack it very tight because the 10 kept moving, or it's been used. It's like well worn now.
definitely
But my Magic Rack's breaking nice. At least the wing balls are heading towards the middle pocket. On table 15 for me, the wing balls are heading like just short of just past the pocket, my bad. When Markus was breaking in semi-finals though, he managed to get the right wing ball in the pocket on 3 out of 5 breaks. So, not out of 5, but like on 3 breaks. And good cue ball control. So I think Markus is breaking well in general. I'm not sure.
I noticed. It's something that he told me he was practicing a lot as well.
Yeah, I mean, Markus is certainly at a stage where he can run out and
Definitely. It's the standard you want to see in the Invitational final as well. You want to see players who actually can, if they put their head down, they can break and run.
Yeah, pretty much. I managed to do that in my first round, broke and ran on the hill. I think I used all my energy up then.
Yeah.
Wish there was a magic pill. There isn't.
That shot on the 2 ball there for Markus, not great, unfortunately. Bit difficult to now maneuver to get to that 3 ball, but might I say, a bit of a safety battle going on at the start of this frame.
Yes, yeah.
How do you think you'd approach his shot, Renee?
Markus is doing it right. He's kicking at it off one rail. Managed to get it off the backside.
Yeah, managed to escape quite nicely too, so that was really good.
I think he didn't resafe it. I think the ball combo was not on.
Possibly. I mean, maybe you can at least play a safety off the combo. I don't actually know how difficult that would be to
looking
cut
at a
from the
safe.
angle we're sitting at least. I think he would be, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, maybe?
The
Yeah.
ball combo was too close to the rail.
Yeah, I think,
it's
and
too
also the
steep.
balls were too close to each other in general for it to comment.
For you to get any leeway. Yeah, exactly.
Markus now with somewhat of an open shot here,
It's
but quite a difficult putt. The 10 ball obviously blocking that right corner pocket, so
the
shooting
camera's got a better view than the both of us. But, Markus hit it.
Oh, he's got it in.
Oh no.
Bit lucky there, but really good shot there on the 3 actually. Not sure. I did not think it could go from, at least from what I'd seen. But yeah, cue ball's not in the best position from where we are.
Looking
and
at
from where he
Marcus's
is too.
body language, I think he can still pot it.
Yes. He can definitely see it.
Yes.
And he's landed the. That's a pretty standard safety, I'd say, right there. Is there a name for that shot, or I've seen a lot of people play it. I feel like you would know.
I just call it splitting the balls.
Splitting
So like
the balls,
you split it between the rails and you make sure that they're
Yeah. So we'll call it a split safety, named after Renee.
named. Probably
Named
not.
by Renee.
But it's a very you split it along the short rail, and then there's a variation where you split it along the long rail. That's a lot harder to do.
Yeah, because less distance.
Yes. And what you don't want is for you to end the object ball off the rail, because then the bank is on, possibly. If you're
Exactly, yeah.
someone's really good at banking, the bank is on. And what you also don't want is it to hang over the corner pocket, or for there to be a very long distance between the cue ball and object ball,
Definitely.
as in you can cut it down the rail. So it's a standard safety. It takes a little bit of finesse to pull off, and you have to understand the table decently.
100%, yeah.
Because a little bit of side is needed to play that safety, because you got to get the cue ball and object ball traveling in mirrored trajectories. So yeah.
Really good shot there from the 4 and the 5 from Tim, so really nicely done. A bit steep on the 6, bit of a steep cut, so it's quite easy to mess these up if you're not focused. Yeah, Spoke too soon, unfortunately, but I think he's got a nice safe landing there, so a bit unlucky there for Markus.
Yeah.
Bank is definitely on.
Gonna get cozy, Mark.
So Markus opting to play the safety there.
He's left the shot on.
Yeah, left the shot on.
But Tim seems to be on the right side for him to swing it off the top rail.
Yeah, very nicely done. Very nicely
That's
done.
That's a well-executed
hasn't-
line.
I think he may have wanted to go around one
He wanted to go further towards the
Yeah.
middle table.
Yeah.
So that he can
towards the center table. Yeah.
yeah. So that he can stun the cue ball across onto the long rail that the 8 is nearest.
Yeah.
And then at least maybe come closer to the center table or just up and down so that he can at least get a shot down the rail or to the middle pocket.
Oh, I'm a bit unlucky there with that 7 ball, but manages to nail the 2-way right there. So cue ball stuck on the short rail.
It's not an easy pot. I've seen Markus pot some insane stuff, so I don't know if it goes in
Yeah,
or not. But
we'll see how it
is a
goes.
hard pot.
Oh, beautiful
bloody
par.
hell.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. And I think a lot of non-pool players actually wouldn't understand the difficulty of that putt because you're really stuck on the end rail there, and you're kind of forced to play with only half your tip, right?
It's not at a beginner's level. Yeah, if you don't know how to chalk,
Jeez, that didn't go too well. Ouch.
I think
Hurts a bit.
when you pot a shot like Markus did on the 6 ball, you sort of build up a bit of adrenaline, and it's like it's a double-edged sword whether you pot the next ball or not, because you're either too amped up, or you're too amped up and you miss, or you're like too really amped up and then you pot the ball.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So you really have to be able to manage that. Tim rattles the ball over the
Ooh,
pocket.
Yeah. Bit of a slow start with this frame, unfortunately. First one quite pacey. This one, a couple of missed pots here. I think starting to get a bit later in the day now. Fatigue's starting to kick in as per usual.
I was overhearing Tim say that he had a couple cups of coffee before the finals, so I think he's a bit jittery.
He's 3 shots of coffee.
It's a good
Nicely
cut.
done from Markus.
He's gonna end up with a scratch, I believe.
No, I think he's fine, man.
Where's
yeah.
the cue ball? I can't
Yeah,
see
there
it.
it is.
Oh, okay, sorry. He was
Yeah, I
just
think it's all
covering the
good.
cue ball.
Yeah, just from Milk City. Now,
Um,
he's going to be stuck with a bank here. Let's see what he calls, actually, though, because there is quite a thin cut there that's possible. Let's see what he decides.
if you guys watched the semi-finals, I had a really nice cut on the 6 ball. Markus thought it was safe, but I had a millimeter
Nailed.
hair. Oh, no, it scratches.
Thought he nailed the 9, but no.
Markus is gonna feel quite disappointed there, but Tim's gonna go up 2-0.
Yeah.
It's definitely still a chance for Markus to bring this back.
Yeah, I mean, 7's quite long.
Yeah,
compared
7
to
is a
5.
long race.
Yeah, and you know, you think, oh, you're only extending it by 2, but it's that chance that even when you're down, say in a race, when it's like, say, 5-3, for example, you still have that chance to come back when it's a 7. Whereas if you're down 4-2 in a race to 5, it's not the same, unfortunately.
Especially with 10 ball, if it's a longer race, you get to warm up again, or you get to make your opponents colder by staying at the table.
Exactly, yeah.
So it can. 7's the length where you start to have, like, one player plays well, then they drop off, and then another player plays well, and then drop off.
Exactly,
at this
yeah.
level. At
Exactly.
a pro level, it's just like 7's a short race.
I think one thing to mention, especially with CueSoc, is that even the person who breaks doesn't necessarily have that strong guarantee that, you know, it's going to be a break and run, because the break and run percentage here is pretty low compared to obviously your professional tournaments, because in the end we are just amateur players.
Yeah.
Did you I heard you broke and ran today, Renee. How'd you find
I made
that?
1 break and run on Hill on my first round
So I think that was against
against
Heisen.
Heisen.
Yeah, Heisen,
I
yeah.
didn't want to name drop.
That's alright.
Heisen played exceptionally well at the start.
Yeah. He told me he was a bit out of practice today because he's been pretty busy with his personal life, and unfortunately, even though he did qualify for the finals, he did have to opt out due to a few personal emergencies.
really?
Yeah, which
That's
was a bit
unfortunate.
upsetting.
Yeah.
In the end, we did get to see something that hasn't been seen in CueSoc history, which is a shootout to determine who gets Heisen's spot.
Oh, wow.
So Nick and Charles being our 2 contenders for that. Charles taking the win in the shootout.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So it's something new there.
But Heisen played exceptionally well at the start of the day. I made a few too many mistakes, and he managed to get to the hill very quickly with very solid run-outs, exceptional positions. And then on the hill, I forgot what went wrong. Maybe I got lucky, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But he made a few errors, and then I managed to bring it back slowly.
That's alright, yeah.
And then on the hill, I had enough adrenaline to make a break and run, and I got a really good break. So it's just how it is.
And sometimes that's just how the tables turn, you know. That's
exactly, yeah. But Heisen played exceptionally well, and
did,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, like, it really sucks that he couldn't keep going, because
Yeah.
I think I would have seen him.
Yeah.
Charles, no, I wouldn't have seen him.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe in the bracket. Yeah. I think we did have to move a couple of people around, but anyway, the way it ran today otherwise was really good and exposed a lot of players that we don't get to see too often. So
yeah, for anyone that's new to pool and they're watching this, I suggest, and you've got other friends who are big fans of pool, and you're in the CueSoc community, tell them to watch tell them to watch the invitationals. It gives them like a sort of, it's a very obtainable goal to be invited into 10-ball invitationals and then play. It is also a very obtainable goal for you to even get to semi-finals or finals. You just need to work hard at it. Of course, people have uni and stuff, but if you're really into it, go for it. It is very doable.
how's your sort of training been, Renee? Have you how often do you practice?
So I still play every day. So people are like, oh, I'm busy with uni, and I'm like, I hate uni, but I love pools. I mean, I just play pool. So I still play in the city every day. I'm sparring with people. Doing a lot more 9-ball now. It doesn't transfer over as much as you'd think, but still playing a lot. I'm playing a lot more 9-ball.
The rotation pool definitely helps. Yeah.
Rotation in general is nice, but 9-ball and 10-ball are very different games, especially at this level. Just because that one extra ball makes a huge difference.
100%. Yeah. Really?
One extra ball means that you have one extra jump from one extra transition from one ball to another.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is one extra chance after the break for you to have another key shot on the table. And a key shot is a shot where you generally have you have to get really good position on the ball before, so that you can get an exact position on the ball after.
Exactly.
So say like the 5-6 is really fucked up to get to. You need to have a really good position on the 3-4 so that you can get perfect on the 6, and then you can run the table.
Yeah.
With 9-ball, because it's so fast and there is that one less ball on the table, you generally only have one key shot on the table. But
right.
in 10-ball, you can have 2, 3, 4. You can have more likely to have 2 key shots on the table. So yeah, generally key shots like a cluster that you have to break out, and you really only have
a beautiful shot there from Tim on the 7.
Really good pot with Tim on the 7, and really nice shape on the 8.
Yeah.
What I would do here is I just come off one rail. On this table, I touch the second, so the other long rail. And he fouled on the 8. Oh no.
Fouled on the 8. This is a bad time to miscue. Yeah, I think he accidentally nipped sort of the edge of the cue ball.
As he was coming down, he just sort of touched the 8 ball.
Yeah, I think you can tell he's getting a bit jittery now. So I think probably a combination of the caffeine, trying to retain the title, and just long day in general.
It has been an exceptionally long day for everyone today.
And I think if I was Marcus in this position, this is a key moment to focus up, because you definitely want to get your momentum going with this frame. You've been gifted a really nice chance here.
Marcus picked a very strange
So I think
shot.
he's going to try and draw back, is he? Yeah. Let out his stroke a bit more, yeah.
He's going to scratch.
Is that going to scratch? That is another scratch on the shot before the 10. That is unfortunate, especially from where he had landed there. But yeah, Tim taking the lead now, 3-0.
Marcus made a great pot, but he got down on the shot too quick and he didn't identify where he wanted the cue ball to touch the second rail.
Definitely, yeah.
And otherwise that 10 would have been in for him.
Exactly, yeah. So I might just mention a couple of the players that the 2 finalists took on. So Tim, for example, played in a group with...
Tim played in a group with Will Wu.
Yes, Will, Nick and Edward. So
Yes.
Tim unfortunately lost to Will early on, but he did manage to bring his games back. I heard, Will's been having a really good day, and he lost in a pretty good thriller to Josh. Josh managed to sort of get the right rolls at the right times and hit the right balls at the right time.
Look, I don't think we should discredit how Josh played. I think he played.
I was
watched
happy
a little.
I was happy with the way he played, and he came up to me after. He seemed so happy with the standard today, and I think that's something definitely to focus on, because I mean you've got Josh versus Will in the quarterfinals, and they're two like top players. You know, half the players we've got here, for those who know our handicap system well, half the players we've got here would be a 10 or above, and the other half would be an 8 or a 9 above. So, I mean, the fact that it's that strong and that's the contingency we're sort of working with is fantastic, man.
In the grand scheme of things, though, like when we just look at the Sydney pool players population, our top players in CueSoc are actually very close together in terms of technical ability.
They are definitely,
and not tons of aspects separate us from each other.
Exactly. I think consistency is a big one. Very nice shot there on the one from Markus, avoiding the scratch as well quite nicely.
Most of what, just from my perspective, most of what makes someone a 10 in CueSoc is just the time that they've played.
Exactly, yeah. You'll notice the 10s are a lot more older players, especially in that zone, in that region.
Yeah, for sure.
Has he nicked the 2 ball? No. He's just missed it there. Wow, interesting set of roll.
Markus has been very unlucky with the scratch. And
2 scratches, yeah.
It's looking a lot like the start of my semi-finals game with him, where I kept scratching and scratching and scratching. Tim's played a very strange shot.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a bit more movement on that, but that's okay. I think he probably wanted to move out a bit more.
I think
bit of a concern maybe with running into the 5 or 10 if he did want to come around for the 3. Nevertheless, he's recovered beautifully, and really nice pot there on the 4. He's playing the inside angle though, right?
So Tim's on the right side of the 4 ball, so he's gonna come off the long rail and hopefully come back around for the 5. He's playing top, so I think he's lining it up for the 5 down, 5-10 combo. My bad.
Beautiful. That 10's hovering quite nicely on the side.
I would have played the bottom left and stunned it off one rail, because the 5-10 actually looks very precarious from where I'm sitting. Not an easy shot by any means.
Not at all, yeah.
And
I think it's a very meticulous shot. You have to be careful with the speed you play it at, the angle you play it at, even where you're going to land to get the 5 ball in again. Yeah, he's unfortunately got it wrong there, just ever so slightly. It's difficult to...
The 5-10 is a hard shot firstly, and then you don't know where the 5 is going to end up. And the 5 to the 6 is actually a key shot, because you don't have a huge margin of error. You'll either land too steep on the 6, so the cut's hard. You'll land perfect on the 6, which is somewhere between steep and the 8 ball covering it up.
Full shot there.
Markus kicked it out nicely. I think he's got a shot on.
He had the option to play the carom as well.
Yeah, for sure.
The 5-10 possibly, but I guess it wouldn't have landed him with nice position.
No, yeah, you wanna try stay. No, it's just gonna scratch.
No, he's not. Well, yeah, Tim's got the option to give it back, but I think he'll take it from here. It's quite a simple one for Tim. He's got the inside angle though on the cut shot here.
Yeah, so
not.
I normally call it what the pros normally call it.
The inside angle.
You might want to call... I hope Markus doesn't call a foul because there's chalk on the table.
Only you. Nah, it depends. Some people get upset about it, don't they? Nice shot there from Tim. Good control.
Yeah, so that's the shot. That's the blind cut angle is what the pros call it.
The blind cut angle, yeah, right.
Yeah, because you can't see the pocket, and you're looking away from the pocket. And that's a really hard shot in game, because if you do it right, you can get the cue ball anywhere on the table. But if you do it wrong, you won't pot the ball because it's a very hard pot.
Exactly, yeah.
Tim's played a nice shot.
How's he looking on that? That's fine. Yeah, he's going to just have to play the 10 ball in the corner from where he is.
For sure.
Maybe possibly cheated in the side, but it's not ideal, right?
No, but that's a professionally acceptable angle, and you should be able to pot this. Here. And he pots it.
Nicely done. Beautifully played.
Yeah.
Well done. So Tim now taking a 4-0 lead. Really good run of balls there he had from, from the 5 down to the 10 or the 6 to the 10. Really nicely done.
Yeah. Oh, 7 through to the 10. It was very nice.
Yeah, 7 to 10. Yeah, especially from 7 to 10. Yeah.
Look, as long as he got really good position from 7 to the 8, it was smooth sailing. It was a smooth out. Except for the 10. The 10 was a bit hard, but at this level, Tim can pot it, especially with a 3-0 lead. Now 4. Tim to break. So just from what I'm looking at, he's racked the balls nicely because the 10 hasn't moved. The wing balls were the 4 and 5, and they didn't pot. They came up short. So either Tim's not put enough angle, so where he's put the cue ball in the break isn't steep enough, or he's not hitting it hard enough. I think it's the latter. He's not hitting it hard enough.
Yeah. Difficult shot there on the 1.
Look, 1 to a 2 at least is good. Tim's played it very nicely.
Has he come out a bit too much? No, I think he's okay, but
he can cut.
yeah, I think maybe he wanted a bit of angle. Maybe he was thinking, let me give myself a bit of angle just so I can get a bit more movement towards the 3 ball.
At a amateur level, if you don't have enough experience and you don't see the shot enough, it's a hard cut. But this cut is actually easier. I find it easier than the cut along the long rail. And Tim's played it beautifully.
Yeah, he's played it beautifully. Yeah, came out from it. Nice bit of bottom right there, I believe.
Bottom right, just come to center table, good control, and then a pot just smoothed in. Tim's probably just going to play top right here.
Yeah,
come off the top rail.
Yeah, you actually could just come out from where the 5 ball is, just break it out.
I think he wants to break it out.
Oh no, he didn't. But at least
he did want to break it out.
Oh, there you go. He's got a little breakout there. A bit of an awkward bridge for the 4 from where he's landed with the breakout. He doesn't seem too happy with it, but I don't know. Maybe that's just his resting face. I can't tell.
Tim's pretty nice. I don't think he's got a resting face.
He's in the zone. Yeah, that's for sure.
Look, I can't say the mustache helps with his resting face. Tim's a tall guy, so he can definitely reach over the 5 and get it. He's on the wrong side of the 5-9, so he's gonna have to milk it around and then cut the 5-9. Not an easy shot at all.
Oh, beautiful shot there, beautiful. And he's going to be banking at the 5 now.
Wants to bank it in the corner from him pointing. The 5 stuck to the rails. The bank is exceptionally hard.
Could you sort of go about playing a safety here as well?
Yeah, so what I do is I come... Yes, so Tim's looking at that right now. So what he wants is to come steep off the 5 to the bottom of the 8 and then come back up towards the 7, and he's played it very nicely.
Nah, he's left it open.
Hit the 7 too thin.
Yeah.
He wants to hit it thick so it sticks behind the 8.
Sticks behind the 8, exactly. But, well described, actually, yeah.
Yes. But I think Tim played the correct shot there.
Here from 5 to 10, I'm going to note this now, is very difficult. So if we do actually manage to see a clearance from Markus or from Tim, we're going to be looking at some great pull here, because not only do you have to maneuver your way around the table, you have to maneuver your way around the table enough so you can at least see 8. He's already stuck behind the 8 for the first shot.
So that wasn't
beautifully potted, but just really unlucky with the roll and the position here.
Markus needed to play a bit more spin just to get the ball around and come in front of the 8.
We've got the jump on here, yeah. Ooh, good effort with the jump. How's it landed? He's got the 6. Nailed it. But unfortunately, it's called pockets, so Tim's looking to...
so what was hard about that run, I agree with the mark here, was from the 6 to the 7. Yeah. The 6 really has... The 6 has the corner pocket, and you really need to get onto the top left corner pocket. Tim's played an excellent shot on the 7. He's stretched out for the 8, I believe. Yes, he's stretched out for the 8, so it's not easy, and I think he's a bit straight. Problem with being straight is that he's going to end up close to that long rail that the 8 is near. He might not be as straight as I thought. We'll see how it turns out.
For sure.
9 back to the 10, you need a pretty nice angle.
Oh, nice bit of draw there. Beautiful bit of draw. Has he scratched?
He has scratched.
My goodness. Yeah. My goodness. A scratch at this point in the race can be concerning. Can be very concerning. Because now we could start to see a shift in focus here. Markus with another golden opportunity here. Can he play top around the table? Get his way
top right,
back.
Milk it around the table.
How did that work out for him? Not bad, but not great.
Look,
on the long rail there.
At this level, anywhere above the 1, 2, 3, anywhere above the 3rd diamond from where the camera is acceptable. It's not an easy pot by any means, but it's acceptable, and I think Markus is going to pop this anyway.
Spoke too soon.
I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to
And another scratch on the 10.
How did it scratch?
My goodness. Is that 3 scratches out of 5? That is just unthinkable sometimes, especially in these conditions. Unthinkable, yeah.
How did it scratch?
Yeah. I think it sort of twisted a bit weird off the rail. So
No, but
I wasn't really used to
it
that, to be
can't.
honest, but
Unless he
Yeah.
plays it with check side, which I don't think he did. Check side is top right.
yeah.
It from that shot where Markus played. I don't think it scratches, and even if you played it with top right at that angle, it shouldn't scratch, especially in that pocket. What I think, I don't know. You guys will see it in the video. I'm not gonna keep going with this. But yeah. Let's see how Tim goes on the break.
Tim leading now 5-0 with the break.
He looks like he's gonna hit a bit harder. He did hit it a bit harder.
Got quite a bit of muscle on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, managed to pop the 7, so not
Yes.
dry unlike his last few, so really good recovery there with his break. But shot on the 1's not great, so I think he's going to be calling a push out. Where would you push if you were Tim?
I've been having good luck with the jump today. I've been potting some nice jump
You
shots.
did actually go for the jump.
I pushed to a jump.
Push to a jump, right,
yes.
okay. Yeah.
Tim elects to just break out the problem balls. Hit and hope. The 1 to the 2. The 1 to the 2 on this table is a key shot. There isn't actually much leeway to get on the 2 at all, and it has to go in the corner if Markus wants to run out. And then the second key shot would be from... No, that's it. The 1 to the 2 is the key shot. I don't think Markus has done a good job because he's...
Has he landed behind the 10? Yeah, he has,
Yeah.
unfortunately. The shot from the 1 to the 2 is quite difficult, as per what you were saying.
Because if
6
Markus...
ball, 10 ball.
Yes.
Quite difficult to block. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting thought there. Interesting choice. And I quite like what he did there. Oh, very nice, actually. Nice
Behind
landing.
the fall. Very...
He's
very
got about
good
half the
save.
ball behind the 4. Tim might manage
it's
to
the
actually...
correct half at least, so it's
Yeah.
not... Tim
Yeah,
might
yeah.
jump, or he's going to masse around it. He looks like he's massing.
Yeah, I think a bit of a swerve Nasse kind of
Yeah.
shot here. Or is he going to pull out the jump cue? Let's have a look. I
The
think
problem with the swerve
he's
masse
grabbing his jump.
is that you're likely to roll forward and scratch.
Tim's got a very nice jump cue, actually, I might mention.
Tim's using the Predator Air 2. I'm not a fan of it, but personal preference. Good
Wow.
shot from Tim.
Wow.
Yeah. Straight in the pocket
That
with a
is
nice sound.
fantastic. That was bang on.
Yeah.
Dead in.
And Tim's got a very nice angle. It's not too steep, but it's well shallow enough for him to just hold for the 4 with a nice pot on the 3. And if
Exactly,
he holds
yeah.
for the 4, he's likely to get a nice angle on the 5. And it looks like an open table.
Very nice shot there on the 3, yeah.
Tim's on the right side of the 4 as well, like the perfect side. He doesn't have to milk it off one rail.
Yeah.
He just has to stun it across like he did on the 7 ball 2 frames ago.
Yeah. Stun across here is actually quite nice. He's pointing right at the center of the table. He knows where he wants to land.
Yeah. The center of the table actually... Yeah, the center of the table would be ideal. He might even want like slightly further across, even straight.
Oh,
Or
no, he's missed it. He's missed it. No way. But I think he's got quite a safe landing here. Now, yeah, Markus obviously with the obvious shot in the straight corner pocket. Could be looking to try go for a 2-way here if the rails haven't been playing to his liking or if he hasn't been too comfortable with these shots here.
Markus, from when we were playing, hasn't been exceptionally comfortable with cut shots.
Yeah, but unfortunate there. How's he landed? Yeah,
Landed nice.
pretty nice in the landing there. So, good a sort of escape.
Yeah. Tim manages to not cut it in. Not bad.
Unfortunate, yeah. Rushed a bit, but I think that's his. Maybe he's not rushing. Maybe that's his comfortable speed actually.
Tim normally plays a bit slow. He's playing a bit fast right now.
Yeah.
Look. It's not that. Tim's been playing well.
Nice shot there on the 4.
Tim's been playing well, but Markus has been giving him a lot of 10s. So.
Yeah. I think he's put some good resistance, Markus. Really good resistance, and even though it might not look up like it with the score, it's definitely been really unfortunate with his last few shots on the 10 ball.
Just judging with Tim's demeanor, I wouldn't say he's playing exceptionally well. He can play so much better. But best of 7, he may need to bear down after a while. It's a very nice
Very
cut
nice
by
shot there
Markus.
on the 5, and correct speed to play it at as well. So really, really careful with that, and deserved it.
Yes. Yeah. It's,
From 6 to 8 though here, this is not easy, and I think you'd have to play draw off the rail maybe, or something like
if you
that.
play draw off the rail, you'll scratch. You
That's-
want to just play top
yeah.
left, and then you want to just come down.
He's managed to just get in there and draw off the rail though. Wow. I didn't know how much room for error he had there, so really, really well calculated.
It was good.
Mm.
That was a very good analysis.
These last 3 balls here, tricky. So you take a second, just think about it, because that 8 ball might be a bit too straight. I don't know how much movement you can get on a straight shot like this.
He can still come off the top rail, I believe.
Yeah, he's rattled it, and I think the reason why he rattled it is, the pot's not difficult, but he's just very, very worried about the position. Yeah, especially in a time like this in the match, you can't worry too much about position. You just have to go with something, because it was such a straight shot. The more you try and cheat it, the worse the shot can get. And you can even see that the cue ball even overran past where he probably would have wanted the 9. The cue ball to shoot the 9.
Yeah. Well, it's still acceptable enough, because then he can just come off and then play the 10 in the corner where the 8 was.
Very nice shot there on the 8 from Tim, and he should be able to.
Tim's a bit shallow on the angle here, so he's really gonna have to punch it over. That's why he seems very upset about it, because the 10 is very close to the rail and the cut's not easy, especially since Markus is putting up a very good fight.
Definitely, yeah.
So Tim's playing center ball, just below center ball, to try to punch it over.
Nicely done.
Didn't even punch it over, he played off the top rail. Very good choice by Tim.
Very, very good choice, yeah. I think he'll just stick to playing like strict top maybe here.
Maybe.
I wouldn't go with anything fancy on this, just to be careful. But again, not an easy pot here. You need some good focus, that's for sure. Oh, a bit unfortunate there. And Markus should have a nice shot there in the corner, or possibly this. I think the corner. The corner
middle
definitely.
looks like it's on, but
Yeah, I
smarter
personally
one's
wouldn't
corner.
go for it.
He's
This one
playing
just.
the middle. He's playing the corner. Not bad. I'm very, very sorry.
Well done. Markus putting a frame on the board there. A little bit of recovery. Quite nice. And I think he'll start to feel more comfortable once he starts breaking as well.
For sure.
A quick shout out to our sponsors, by the way. We'll start off by thanking City Heroes for this amazing day. So we came in at 9:45 this morning with the staff, helping us, ready to go. So really, really good to, have the table time that we have and, be given the opportunity as always. So thank you again for not just hosting today's event, but for hosting the whole term. And, we're keen to, provide more support, more people coming. A lot of the boys start to love it here, especially at Burwood, our tournament venue. So thank you again to City Heroes for hosting. And a quick thank you to ARC as well for keeping CueSoc alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Can't say better. Oh, it was a good break.
Very nice break, yeah. And very nice shot on the 1.
I don't know if you guys can see, but Tim's just sort of like very confused as to how Markus gets the 4 ball in that side pocket. And like he kept getting it in when we were playing, so he must have the break down pat.
Yeah. We actually, earlier in the year, Markus and I, very nice shot there on the 1. Good control to get yourself a little bit of angle for the 2.
It's not the right angle for the 2 to the 3.
Where was I? The cue that Markus is using is BK Rush. We actually had a bit of a shopping spree earlier in the year. Really nice to support Q World as well. Really good Australian provider. They provide a lot of the Predator cues, and they have a bit more of a range than just Predator, but I think the range mainly focuses on Predator.
The range focuses
I'm lucky there with the 3.
The range focuses on Predator, actually. You are correct.
Yeah.
But all their cues are all like Predator sister companies. So I think QL does like not McDermott. They do Player, which is also a Predator.
Yep.
They do Lucasi, which is also Predator.
Yeah. You're exactly right. Yeah.
Anything with Unilock radial is all Predator.
So if you are looking to get into pool, it's good to do an order with your friends and take a big discount, and you'll get free shipping as well. So really recommend it. I'm sure yourself, Renee, you go shopping a fair bit.
Not pool stuff. Actually, I bought a new cue.
Because you're on the marketplace a fair bit as well.
Yeah, It's not good. Okay, like this is the last cue, I promise. So the last cue I had was a very expensive cue. I'm not gonna say how much, but it was a very nice cue.
Price disclosed, yeah.
Undisclosed. I mean,
Undisclosed.
yes. And then, yes.
Decent effort there on the 5, but yeah, a bit of a battle there to pot that 5 ball.
The 5 only goes on the side, so Tim's gonna have a hard shot here. If he does pot it, he has decent shape for the 6. He just needs to roll the 5 in. Yeah, but I had a nice cue before. I've got a nice cue now.
Very nice shot on the 5
Oh,
there.
brilliant.
How's the roll looking? Oh, is that cue ball going into the corner pocket? No, he's fine. He's looking good.
You
And
can cut it down the rail.
has to be a cut down the rail from the side, the shorter side and rail.
On the rail too.
Yeah.
It's not an easy shot.
So, yeah, do you find that you don't just shop for cues, but you also go for gloves? Beautiful shot. Jeez. Jeez, that is beautiful, that shot.
Tim's on the money now. He is playing very well now. He was playing average before. He's playing very, very well now.
He is shooting like a gunman.
Luckily, we're not in America.
Luckily.
No, I don't shop that all that much. So I've officially changed. I bought a whole box of Master Triangle Chalk at the start of last year. Beautiful shot from Tim, well executed, very nice on the 9. It's well acceptable for the 9, because what he can do is just start it across off the long rail, and then come back for the 10 in the middle, which is slightly harder. He has to milk it. Probably not the ideal shot. He might just want to play the 10 in the corner that it's closest to. We'll see what Tim does, but I would play it in the 10 that it's closest. Play the 10 in the corner that it's closest to. He's overcut it with top.
Overcut it, yeah. Big chance here, huge chance here once again. We could be looking at a great result now. Learning from experience, I think Markus should be careful for any scratches. He's scratched twice, 3 times, especially in positions like these in the rack, so he has to be extremely careful. Really nicely done there on the 9.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure this was very difficult. It's probably harder to scratch this one than not. Just don't miss. You should be
He
fine.
is straight. He's fairly straight.
Beautiful. Beautifully done. Nicely held on there from Markus.
Mm.
Pushing the difference back to 3. 5-2. Markus with the break.
Yes. Yeah, I bought a box of Triangle Chalk at the start of the year, and I don't think I'll run through it until like 2 years down the line. And then I
chalk lasts actually. Chalk lasts, yeah.
Yeah, I used one piece of Triangle
I'm quite
Chalk
happy
for 3
with
months.
Master Billiards. It's quite nice.
Master
that's
Chalk?
Master Chalk, yeah.
Yeah,
Master
Chalk's
Master
great.
Billiard Chalk? I don't know the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the just the ones supplied by City Heroes. It's quite nice. Yeah. And in terms of glove as well and any other equipment that you use, do you go shopping for it often, or it's more so just a one-time purchase?
No, I bought 5. I just bought like tons of gloves from China, and they all say pre-editor on them, not predator.
Pre-editor.
And they're all fingered gloves. So I'm waiting to run through the gloves that I have now.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty good, yeah.
It's a good break by Markus. And he's
Yeah,
got a shot
nicely
in
break.
the side.
But yeah, what's he going to do with that one ball? Tricky. Is he going to opt for a really difficult cut, or is he going to take maybe a safer route, go for a push out?
I think he can push. He can cut it into the middle,
Yeah, look,
and then
he's going for the middle. Oh, yeah, but landing wise, I think he's okay. Tim with a difficult clearance here, very difficult clearance. Not only is this shot difficult to start with, but to go from 1 to 2 to 3 is going to be a difficult start, at least to the rack.
what Tim is doing, it looks like the 1 goes into the corner in front of the 2. So
Yeah, so I think maybe a stunner cross wouldn't be too bad.
all he has to do is pop the ball. The 2's on it. Oh.
Yeah, it's the pot that's the hardest, and I think you've heard it enough times as a viewer, but these pockets are quite tricky. It's not, you can't just pot every ball. I think Town Hall's a little bit more forgiving when it comes to potting.
Depends what table you play on. I think I've spoke about this before.
Of course, yeah.
The trouble with Burwood is that the table plays extremely fast. And
Exactly,
a lot of people say it's like ice skating, and I think it is like ice skating.
Dry ice skating, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially in winter.
pretty much. Well, it's like when you're on the snow and you're just going down ice. Like, it's really terrible.
Exactly, yeah.
in Town Hall it's more forgiving because it's a bit slower and the table pockets are bigger. However, there
I
are
personally like the faster tables. Do you have much of a preference or not really? Do you sort of practice at the tables that you find that the next events are happening at?
you practice on what you have.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no choice. But like if I have the time, I'll come to Burwood. Like I didn't have much time to come to Burwood this week to prepare for this event.
Tim hasn't drawn back far enough. Head down in disbelief.
It wasn't the right shot necessarily to draw back. I reckon he should have pushed it forward and then just played the 3 in the top corner towards where the 9 is.
I would have gone with that too, actually.
Yeah. And at least the 4 would end up over the pocket. Oh.
Yeah, he's missed the cut there. I think. Yeah. Oh, I think he's landed that pretty safe though, so that should be okay. 10 ball's actually got that sort of element of, I wouldn't know if you'd call it luck or if you'd call it strategy. Maybe a bit of a combination of both where you can land the ball well even if you miss the shot. Markus with a beautiful cut there. That's very well executed. Unfortunately difficult now for the 4. With
Bank
the 4, yeah, you'll have to bank it, and you have to bank it quite slowly as well. You've got a long angle to sort of push it down.
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh, he's calling the reverse, is he?
Maybe the 7 combo.
Oh, okay. Maybe he was just calling it a sort of a backup, but yeah. He's landed the safety, named after Renee.
The split safe.
The split safe.
So in this case, so Markus did play a split safe, and the goal is to land them in line with each other along, like perpendicular to the rail. And he's done a good job of it. But Tim can do the exact same on the short rail.
Yep, so he's split safe the other way. Now, will Markus be able to carom the 4 into the 5? Just to explain to viewers who are unaware what a carom is when you hit the cue ball into an object ball and the cue ball actually manages to hit another object ball in.
Yeah, and
he's got the carom but with a scratch, unfortunately.
Very common with the carom shot like that for that to happen because the ball carries momentum and you need to hit it straight into the pocket. You've not got the control on the cue ball.
Exactly, yeah.
But everyone should go watch some carom billiards. Carom billiards is great. It's a good game too.
I've never really gotten into it myself. It's one of the forms I haven't gotten into.
Well, it doesn't really exist in Australia.
Yeah, we don't have many places with carom tables. I think Melbourne might have a couple from memory, but Sydney I don't think has any.
There's one place in Koreatown in the city that's got it, but I think they're closed now. They used to be open.
Yeah.
Just draw it off. Miss.
Tim's upset. Tilt's starting to come in a little bit. Markus with a bit of distance to cover from now. When the 6 ball or any object ball is just hovering at the pocket that you need to pot, I find it can be quite difficult to sort of get nice movement on it. But Markus here has played it pretty well.
It's not that it's. Yeah, it's hard to get nice movement because it's so close to the pocket.
Yeah.
That it's hard to judge. It's so close to the pocket and therefore so close to the first rail that it's hard to judge the outcoming angle off the first rail.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And I think that's pretty well said.
Markus got the correct angle here.
Yeah, again, watching for the scratch here in the side. But he's played it soft enough, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Knowing me, I would have scratched that.
Come on, Mark. Give yourself some more credit.
I always miss obvious scratches, so I feel like when I'm commentating, I can pick up on them a little more.
You should play enough. Like, I see you like once in a blue moon at City Heroes. Like, you genuinely just don't play enough.
I think, yeah, with Markus, we've been trying to come weekly or twice a week, but in these last few weeks, things do get busy. Very nice shot there on the 9, but he's landed the cue ball, again, almost tied up to that rail. I think if he just takes his time on this 10 ball, he shouldn't mess it up.
It was not the right shot to play. Right, he can cut the 10 ball in.
Nice recovery and good job from Markus. 5-3. This is not over yet. Markus with the break.
Pop the wing.
So yeah, no, I'd like to come to play more and more pool. I mean, things can be quite busy at times, near the end of uni, work as well. But regardless, I love my pool and I love coming and playing with Markus as well. I think I've learned a lot from him. We played a couple of races recently actually, and I've got my own little YouTube channel going now.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. It's I'm averaging about 3 views a video. So
3 views a video.
To my 3 loyal fans. Actually no, Markus and I would be 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
So whoever that one person is from, I think they said someone was from like Philippines or Indonesia or something that's watching, or Vietnam. Someone turned on Vietnamese subtitles in my video. I saw the stats, so thank you.
Bro, probably a scout trying to find you to play in Vietnam.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Brilliant break by Markus.
yeah, really good. Got
Both
that ball
green
on the
balls
side
here.
once again, and this is a very open rack, I must say. A very open, everything's quite spread out. That 10 ball sort of in a nice spot where you have to get the 2 and the 3 first. I'd really like to see Markus actually run this rack. I
The
think
1 to the 2 is not easy, but the 2 to the 3 is very easy. 3 to the 4 is good.
Yeah.
4 to the 5 is good. And then
Renee's predicting the whole rack here.
5 to the 8 is fairly good. So the only key shot here is the 1 to the 2.
Yeah. But I think what's very important is that you aren't missing anything you should be missing. I think he's fine there.
He's
with
gotten
the
lucky here, but the angle's very big, so he has
Yeah,
to
nice
roll
little
it.
bump on the 8. Yeah.
He's got very lucky on the bump with the 8.
Oh,
Undercut
but
it.
lucky. Wow, that is lucky. No shot there on the 2. Tim might actually reverse bank it and combo the 2 into the 3. I think that's what he's called.
He's called the 3 ball with an with an unsure tone. So
Going for the carom. Almost. Good effort. Markus looking here for a safety is my guess, because the reverse bank here is not on, unfortunately, and the bank is also not on. So let's see what he tries and plays for the safety. I mean, you can try and lock that cue ball behind the 8 ball. You could try and lock it behind the 4 ball as well, but not many options. Yeah, good enough there, good enough. Tim have to get out the jump cue there, I believe.
I think Tim can see it between the 4 and 5.
Possibly. He'll take a look at it. Let's see what he does.
It's called the top corner.
Oh, maybe, yeah, he's just got a bit of a... Oh. Yeah. Very, very tight shot there. He played it at the correct speed, though. Like, I've noticed that even in those high-pressure shots where you don't have much of an angle, he'll still get the speed right almost every time. And I've noticed he's just sort of inbuilt that method of thinking into the way he plays.
Tim's very... This is pretty much his home table, so he knows what the speed is.
Markus pulling out the jump cue now.
This being a very critical shot in the rack here, I'd say.
Oh, a bit unlucky, and a foul on the jump too, because
It would have nicked the 10 whilst airborne.
whilst Renee's with me, I might mention the prizes from today. Invitational being one of our high stakes tournaments, we do have some big prizes. So first place taking a $150 gift card with hoodie, a winner's hoodie or chalk, Kamui chalk. We've also got second place with, and the trophy of course, for first place. Second place with a $100 gift voucher and Kamui chalk.
Yes, Kamui chalk.
Third or fourth, Renee with me right now. He's unboxing his Kamui.
What's the brand? What's the specific name of the
So
Kamui?
this is their new chalk that they released specifically for trick shots. So when I saw the advertisement, I was like, okay, yeah, cool, looks alright.
Let me know how it goes. Yeah, I'm keen to know.
I'm
actually.
just sort of curious. Like, I don't need this chalk because I just use triangle chalk anyways.
Yeah.
But I'm curious as to how it plays.
Yeah.
It's new. I played with the Roku. I played with the beta. Played with the alpha. So 0.98 and 1.21. Don't like them at all. But we're gonna see if I like this. Probably won't.
Oh my goodness. Tim's missed that 5.
It's a 5.
Yeah. Pretty standard shot there for Tim, but now Markus here has a chance to capitalise. Tim's not too happy with that, unfortunately. Wow. I'm surprised that this game is getting closer. Like, with a 5-0 lead, usually most people would expect the game to finish quite early on, but we're still hanging on after almost an hour.
People are getting very tired, so it tends to be like that. And I think Tim's just let his guard down a little bit because he's on top.
Yeah, definitely.
But Tim's probably going to come back.
Markus playing a bit too slow. Oh, maybe not actually. No, I think that was a good speed. So I was worried that 5 ball wouldn't actually make it all the way. But no, perfectly executed otherwise. He's drawn back. Bit of a cheat there on the 8 ball. From 9 to 10 here, this could be big. This could close the gap by one more frame.
So I'd play it just off. I would play it off 2 rails here. To me personally, but Markus is going to play it off 1.
Yeah, nice and simple. You know, if you keep it more simple, and if you play the shots that you're used to playing, it helps. Now, bit of a shot there on the rail once again, shooting the 10. You want to take your time. If you miss this one here, it can change the rack if you miss, and he's unfortunately missed. Oh, bad time to miss. Really bad time to miss.
Very straightforward 10 for Tim, so...
Again, Tim needs to be careful though. Anything can happen at this point in the race.
Still not a gimme, that's for sure.
Nothing is a gimme, especially at this point in the race. Tim being up 5-3. This will get him on the hill.
Go watch my semi-finals match and you'll understand what a gimme is not. I think I'm going to remember that shot for like the rest of my life. I genuinely think that shot will trump.
No
that is not a
way.
gimme.
That is insane. That 10 ball was missed. Wow.
This is definitely not a gimme. This is a harder
There
shot
we
than
go.
what Mark
Yeah.
had earlier.
It is a harder shot than what he's had earlier.
Tim's looking at us in utter giddiness.
He's nailed the 10. Great shot
good
from
shot.
Markus, reducing the distance between the two players by 1. Tim still leading 5-4. Markus with the break otherwise. Wow. I mean, could we see Hill today? Maybe. We could be.
I think we could see Hill today.
We could be. I mean,
Tim's definitely not out for the count. Markus is fighting. I don't see why this wouldn't be a Hill match. It's a dense piece of chalk, feel it.
Let's have a look.
It's dense.
Quite dense.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of meat to it.
yeah.
Markus is going good on the break.
Nice break.
7
And on
right
the
in.
7. Oh, beautiful. Right on the money with that break. Beautiful. A very open rack in the last one. This one a bit less open, especially where the cue ball has landed. It's so hard to predict, especially how you can get that cue ball 1 ball connection landing. I mean, you can see between this frame and the last frame where the cue ball and 1 ball have landed on each one. Sort of have been roughly in the same region, but neither of them have had a nice shot.
You generally just want the cue ball in the
Beautiful
middle
shot.
of the table.
Beautiful two-way from Markus. Really gave it a bit of distance there, yeah.
It was a good choice by Markus to play safe. There wasn't really a pot on. Mature choice. Very mature choice.
Yeah, good shot there from Tim. Good control. I think Markus still has the opportunity to get that 1-2 combo. But, again, not easy.
Gonna get Arian in commentating.
Yeah, possibly. I think he's a bit tired. I was speaking to him earlier. He did seem a little distraught with the way he was playing today. But, I mean, it happens, man. Like, we get to see him in 8-ball final winning. We get to see him in the Scotch final winning. Invitational, he unfortunately doesn't make it out of the group stage.
Can't win them all, Arian. Can't win them all.
Can't win 'em all,
Don't get
yeah.
greedy here. No, Arian played really well. I played him and he was in my group stage.
Yeah.
Hey, at least Markus made the kick. That was
Yeah,
was
very
hard
good.
enough.
Good kick.
But yeah, Arian was in my group stage. He played exceptionally well against me.
Might actually mention who was in Marcus's group stage. I haven't talked about that much, but yeah, Kevin, we managed to finally get down here. So for those unaware, Kevin's actually one of our top players, or one of the top players that has ever played in CueSoc, as per where his level is. I think he came recently in the top 4, or lost in the semi-finals in the New South Wales 10-ball title. So, I mean, strong player regardless. Like,
Yeah, Kevin plays lots of money matches, so
lots of money matches, understands pressure really well, and
yes,
we haven't really seen many videos of him, unfortunately, on the CueSoc YouTube channel. I think just a couple of races, and that was it.
Look, honestly, I don't think Kevin needs to even play CueSoc.
Yeah, there's a couple of videos of him on YouTube, so go check him out if you're unaware of how he plays. But we did get a couple of races filmed from him today. He played Markus, won 5-2 quite convincingly. Played Justin Chow, the runner-up in our very first Invitational, 1-5-1, and took on one of our Vietnamese players, Jason, and whom you may know from our Inter-Uni final, whom he beat 5-2 as well. Yeah. So difficult games there Kevin was taking on. Wasn't the easiest set of games, which he still did manage to convincingly win, even after giving a 1 start to his opponents. Markus with a nice win against Justin. I did get to watch bits and pieces of that game. Sorry, not against Justin, against Jason. Lost, unfortunately, against Justin.
Yeah,
Tim here with a tricky 4-5 combo. Is he going to try and... Oh, sorry. I'm viewing it wrong. But a scratch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't the right shot.
Yeah, he hit that a bit hard, eh?
He hit it too low on the ball, but either way, like, bumping the 9 is not ideal. Rolling it forward is hard, so he had no choice.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Very hard shot to judge. You need to be very experienced in that particular shot.
Good, a good sort of placement of the cue ball on the foul. Yeah, nicely shot there on the 5. Hopefully a good shot, a good open shot on the 6 as well. Nicely shot there from Markus, but how's he looking on the 8? A little uncomfortable. I'd say a little uncomfortable, but you'd want to play a bit of top, roll it forward. Make sure you get that angle right. I think if the complacency starts to kick in, if you start to rush a little bit, it won't work out in your favour. Nailed it otherwise. Well done to Markus. Good shot there on the 8. If he can manage to get this 9 ball, 10 ball hopefully should be a shoo-in. Oh, a bit unlucky there on that one. A bit unlucky there. Tim here with a tough shot though. Nice landing from Markus. Good two-way. Whether intentional or unintentional. Tim opting to play the safety, but unfortunately sells out here. Bit unlucky there. I think he was trying to get that 9 ball behind the 10 ball. So knowing where he would land the cue ball, it would actually work out better, if not perfect. Markus here with a very open shot on the 9, but just needs to make sure he gets that speed correct so he can land it nice for the 10. Oh, the stun's no good. The stun's no good.
Shot's not too difficult, but the speed there very important. I personally would have gone with just center ball, let the cue ball roll itself. Yeah, he's got it very tricky. Very, very tricky here. I honestly think there's the offensive option, possibly the defensive option, where you just play the cue ball into the side rail like that, but you have left Tim with a bank here. If Tim gets this bank, he's back ready, looking for some action on the hill. He hasn't won a frame in 4 frames now, so starting to get slightly more difficult. He's nailed the bank, but he's scratched. Can you believe he's scratched? That is insane. That is insane. No respot, unfortunately. 5-5 now. The game just getting more and more intense as it goes along. This invitational title is not for anyone, I can tell you that. Yeah, 5-all now. So Markus to break, and a critical time to be breaking at 5-all. So you do want to obviously have the break in these last few frames of the match. A maximum of 3 frames can be played to finish the game, obviously going 6-5, 6-all, and then 7-6. We'll see who takes it home from here. If Markus can nail his breaks like he did with his other 2, I honestly believe that the win is looking in his favour. But again, Tim just needs to refocus up. He can start looking, his putting's been immaculate. His focus has been immaculate as well. Just starting to get a bit looser. Really nice. And he's nailed the 7 ball. Nailed the 7 ball in the exact spot that he was expecting it. Getting that momentum going once again. Hopefully Markus has a nice open shot there on the 1 ball, whether in the side or the opposite corner. Nice shot there in the side. Really nicely executed and has a bit of distance to play that 2 ball.
Markus has got it down on the break. If you watch the past 3 breaks he has, the 2 and 3 have landed where they need to be every single time. And the 1's always gone off the table. Markus has got the bloody breakdown.
Exactly, yeah.
And if you can see Tim on the camera after the break, Tim agrees.
Very nicely shot there, very nicely shot. And hopefully a good cut there on the 4.
Got a lucky kiss on the 5 just to land straight on the 4. So brilliant. Markus is looking like he's going to milk it off the long rail just to come on top of the 5.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Really good job. Yeah, 3 rails around. Fantastic. And I think you just want to sort of stun this one across if you can just nip it in the side pocket. Oh no, so he's gone with playing it off the... Yeah, okay, so if you stunned out, you could play the 6 in the side. But if
Markus has
you
got a very tough angle here.
want to play the 6 in the corner, that also works too. Yeah, tough angle here, because now he has to come on the right side of the 8.
He's missed the 6 entirely.
Ooh. A really good 5-ball run there. A really good 5-ball run and a nice landing. Definitely looking like it could have been a break and run, but
For sure.
unfortunately not. Will Tim sort of make this clearance here? Let's see if he gets this 6 ball and he manages to come from 6 to 8. Very punchy kind of shot. Ooh.
Tim
Up
had
high for a
to
bit.
like tree top and then bloody get over the 9. Not easy.
Not easy at all. Yeah, I don't blame him for
This is
the
also
mistake that he made. Quite a difficult challenge there.
This is also not a straightforward shot either.
Wow, beautiful. Nice little knock there.
Terrible knock. Sorry, Mark.
Oh, I was thinking about the 8, maybe not the cue ball. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the cue ball. Yeah, you're right. Not a great knock from the cue ball. Yeah, decent. Where's that cue ball going though? Has he managed to get it behind the 10? Not quite. So yeah, Tim now with an open table to bring it up to 6-5. Hopefully, as per his mindset.
Very manageable for Tim. This isn't a easy cut, but it's still manageable.
Yeah.
You just come off 2 rails, just looking like what he's going to do. Under the 9, just to get a good shape on the 9. And he's played it like
Wow.
so.
Oh wow, that's unfortunate.
A shot's always hard
Unfortunate,
to judge because you actually have to play it between thick and true, because you got to play it with side. And he's cut it thick, so he's just aimed a bit too thick. Markus is scratched.
Bad time to scratch. The scratch is back on. Tim now with a very runnable table.
Yeah, so the cue ball just has to sort of be center table for the 9. He doesn't need to do a whole lot with the cue ball.
Very, very nice there, yeah.
And then he can screw it back from what this angle looks like.
Yep.
He might want to just touch the long rail a little bit to hold the cue ball. Or if the angle's big enough, which I can't tell,
The
he's
issue
gonna punch it over.
could be here actually drawing it too far back. And I think with Tim's control, it shouldn't be too much of an issue, but seeing as how he's playing, or how he's been playing in the last hour or so, oh, he's gone with top. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, a scratch.
I made an error in judging the angle from where we're sitting.
I would have drawn back. No, I still stand by my decision. I would have drawn back on that. I think maybe there would have been less of a likelihood there to scratch, but again, I'm not one to talk, I'm not one playing.
Yeah, for sure. The angle he hit, he played the correct shot. He just didn't put enough side.
Markus now finally taking the lead in the rack. That is insane to come back from where he started. Still anyone's game though. Still anyone's game. Tim with a very comfortable start. Markus now showing signs of comfort himself.
But the pressure is on Tim.
6 to 5. Markus on the hill. With the break as well. So nice to be on the hill with the break.
The pressure is on Tim now.
Definitely.
Markus is on the hill.
Definitely.
Nine into the
9.
side.
Again, the shot in the side looking great. But what's he going to do here?
So I think the rack was a little bit loose, judging by how much the 10 ball
so.
moved.
I think
And the
so.
fact that the 2 and 3 aren't in the usual places.
Yeah, opting for a nice safety there actually. Really well executed there, really well executed. Tim obviously grabbing his jump cue from here. I think he's going to be looking to just pot it with this jump. Naturally, I think if you pot it as well, you could be looking to just get some nice shape on it too.
Tim's going to try pot it. Not lots of people. Look, people with the jump are like hidden hope at this level.
Nice jump from Tim, but you know, sometimes landing it just means enough, right? I mean, he potted a jump earlier in the race, sorry. But in the last few frames, I think every jump he's made, he's just sort of working with that expectation to at least land the jump.
Yeah, as long as you land the jump and then you at least make contact, nothing's worse than a foul, to be honest. So.
Exactly.
Oh, actually, maybe a 3 foul is pretty bad, but
Did you give anyone a 3 foul today, Renee?
No, not today.
Not today. Ooh, Marcus a bit unlucky there with that one ball. Overcut it, unfortunately. Tim now with a difficult shot. Look where the cue ball's gone. Right in the edge of the jaw. Not a nice way or place for Tim to
I
be
think
shooting.
the 4 is blocking the 1. So I don't think... I think the
It
4
is,
is
yeah.
blocking
You'll
the
have
1.
to have to pot the other angle of the 1, which is not a nice putt. Yeah, not sure what he's opted for there. Maybe just some sort of two-way. Tim going for there.
Whatever he was opting for, Tim's landed it nice. The 1-2 combo is not straightforward at all.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good landing. I might actually mention that.
This is a bit of a crazy fact, but the last, I think, 6 or 7 finals videos Tim has been in, he's won all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
So, 9-ball Scotch, he has won.
I believe he has won 8-ball,
9-ball, Invitational,
and
what else? Inter-Uni.
The last
So-
finals video I was in, and Tim wasn't in it, so...
yeah. Well, just based off the one
But yes,
Tim has been in.
Scotch doubles, I think.
So yeah, based on the ones Tim has been in, he has won every single finals video he has been in. I think there's only one league from 4 years ago, 5 years ago. He unfortunately lost.
Tim is certainly a very skilled player.
Very skilled. He's got the accolades for CueSoc, that's for sure. So could his streak end? Could his winning streak end from finals videos? I mean, this is actually a moment where we could see it end, but needless to say, the game's not over yet. He's nudged that 1 ball in, and he's taken a bit of a break from pool actually recently. So I'm glad that he's sort of managed to come back and train for Invitational. I think he's been training this last sort of 3 weeks to a month.
That's what Tim says, he's taking a break from pool, but I don't believe him. I still see him every time I'm at Burwood.
Well, yeah, maybe. But at least from what he told me, yeah.
I think that was the 2 to the 3. 2 to the 3 was not an easy shot.
How's that
Tim's-
3-ball looking? Is he looking to play the... Yeah, I think he was looking to go one rail, kick it, and sort of come out from the kick. Marcus here with a shot on the side, I believe. It's not a nice shot on the side. You're not going to get much control.
Maybe the 5 is... I think the 5 might be like slightly crescenting it.
I'd like to see what Marcus opts with, because if he does actually choose to take it in the corner, the scratch is definitely on, so got to be careful. Got to be very careful, and I think if you just take that extra second to inspect the shot, it should be relatively not too bad.
Oh, very close. Very close at the side. He's left
Where's
his
that
shot
cue
on.
ball going? Yeah, left the shot on, but
Yeah.
not. Based on the way the rails have been playing, this is not a guarantee at all, this shot. And I think if Tim manages to make it, he can definitely hold on, get back to his position where he's been expecting to be himself on the hill.
Tim has pot and missed a similar 10 ball.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Right in the heart of the pocket there, beautiful. And I think that 4-ball can combination well into the 6.
But looking at Tim's face, I don't think he's particularly happy with it. It's not an easy combo either, because the 6 is not right out of the pocket.
Yeah.
Still have to be pretty accurate with it.
Oh, wow. So he's opted to not go for the combination there.
I think he tried to, I think he just failed.
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
Yeah. But if Marcus pots this and gets nice for the 5, it is an out.
Definitely. Definitely a nice out here. Not enough movement there, unfortunately. Not enough movement. I think he would have liked to have seen a bit more, and he would like to have got himself off the rail there too.
It's acceptable.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It is very much acceptable.
Past that 3rd diamond, that's the Renee standard.
Yeah. This is just a mirrored 10 ball shot, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, he's missed it,
Too
unfortunately. But very, very nicely landed. Tim with a nice kick and stick there. How's that 5-ball looking? Yeah. I think he's left it slightly open now, so a bit of back and forth going between this 5-ball and the last few balls. Anyone's frame. That's for sure.
Marcus is going to have to bear down for this 5. If he gets to 5, the 6 is still. It's definitely an out.
Going for a jump. Yeah, that 7 ball must be blocking it. Oh, he's made the jump. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. I mean, regardless of where the cue ball has landed, beautiful jump. I think now he's going to have to go with your favourite split safety here. Try and get the cue ball underneath the 10, the 6 on the opposite rail.
I don't know if marking up. He can see it. Okay,
Yeah.
Look, if it's not safe, Tim can get to the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, it's safe enough.
Ooh,
Oh,
tricky
it's not
tricky pot here with the rail, down the rail. Now, if Tim leaves the 6 ball hovering at the pocket, which might possibly happen if he does end up missing this pot, it could go to Markus this frame, considering how open the 7, 8 and 10 are.
It's going to miss.
Nailed it otherwise, with a shot from the 7 to the 10 might be a little challenging. Is he looking to play? I think he's definitely looking to play the combination here.
There's no choice. There's a very tough shot.
Oh.
Not an easy shot for Markus either. It's a very thin cut on the 7.
Mm.
And then you have to come around 1, 2, 3. 3 or maybe 4 rails back for the 8 in the corner that it's closest to, not the side. Because
Rattled the 7 at a critical time as well.
from where I was sitting, it certainly looked like the 7 went into the side. So
Yeah.
I think Markus did.
I think
Markus
the
tried.
corner may have been a little bit more comfortable for him, just maybe getting decent position in the 8.
Probably.
Tim with nice control from the 7, but now he's left with an underrun shot, so he will have to go and bank this 8. If he manages to bank this 8, I mean, his banking's been pretty good today, so if he does manage to bank this 8, he could be looking at a spot on the hill.
What's he doing?
Oh, he's cut it. My goodness, that's a thin cut. That's a thin cut. Now, the angle he's got on the 10 now is not comfortable at all, so...
And it's a high pressure shot for Markus. Is on the hill.
Yep. Big critical moment right here, Renee.
Let's hold our breath.
Tim nailing it, putting himself on the hill. Now this is what we asked for and what we got. Hill. Tim Xing versus Markus Smith in our last tournament of Term 1 2023. Really strong. Really great pool, and with Tim's break here, he's happy. He could go for a break and run to finish, but I mean, who knows?
Tim's celebrating.
Slight bit of disbelief, but
disbelief. Yes, no, that's the correct word.
yeah, he's happy to be here. He's happy to still be going strong and steady. This is it. A big title.
I think you guys should pause the video, put Markus or Tim down in the comments, see who wins.
Yeah. Let's see.
Tim laughing that his hands are sweaty. Let's see how Tim breaks. He hasn't broken in a while. First
6
time.
frames actually, yeah, he hasn't broken in 6 frames. Soft. Bit soft, yeah. A bit too soft possibly, yeah. 1 ball in a tricky position.
That's a very weird break. I don't know what to say.
I couldn't tell you who's going to win this frame. Really nicely shot there by Markus. 1 ball sort of hitting the edge of the rail. Tim grabbing his drumstick now. Looking to sort of get a nice bit of angle on it to sort of come around. Nice landing once again. Markus here with a very tricky cut. Might go opt for a safety of some sort, but he's taken on the cut with style. Nicely done. Again, grabbing his jump cue for this 2 ball. Hooked behind the 6 and 5. Just looking to land this jump. Now, Tim with a very open frame. No, not so open, I'd say. Definitely less open than previous ones, if Markus manages to foul, unfortunately. But landing-wise, no good, yeah. Caught a few other balls whilst airborne, so unfortunately tried to go too much for the distance on the jump, not enough for the height. Markus, unfortunately, giving away a foul here. I think I might mention as well, I don't think I've managed to mention it in this race, that we are playing the 3 foul rule. And in CueSoc, we run by the 3 consecutive foul rule. So if your opponent or if you yourself foul 3 times in a row, it's loss of frame. So if you do foul twice in a row, make sure you let your opponent know if they foul twice in a row, because that obviously gives them that warning to say, yep, they could lose the frame potentially. Tim here with a great ball in hand, with a big clearance ahead of himself. People would pay to watch this, wouldn't they, Renee?
No.
I would. 100%.
You would?
Yeah.
Genuinely?
Genuinely, man. This is a great race, man. You
Are
don't know
you
who's
saying
gonna
this
win.
because you're VP?
I'm saying this because I love CueSoc and I love the pool that it brings to the table.
No, I agree with you. I'm just messing with you.
Nice shot there from Tim. Roll's not amazing, but we'll have to combo the 4 onto the 9 here. Definitely room for an error here. I mean, his combination shots in the last few opportunities he's had haven't been amazing.
All we can do is try here. Bear down.
Gone for the carom, but managed to get not a bad landing there.
The 4 is not on, so...
I think, yeah, the 5's sort of blocking the 4. Markus will have to get a bit creative here. Playing a good bit of side there. Not the best, unfortunately.
It was creative, though. Gotta give him that.
I think it was a bit creative. Yeah, I'd give him that too. High pressure, definitely. 7 balls left on the table to decide who will be crowned our champion for Term 1. Wow. Unfortunate there by Tim. Really unfortunate.
Lands it behind the 5.
Yeah, he's got lucky there, but Markus definitely with the 1 rail kick. I personally wouldn't try jumping this. If you just play the 1 rail, oh no, he's looking like he's going to swerve it. Oh, bad time to make a mistake. Very bad time to make a mistake. One thing I mentioned actually is going from 4 to 5 here is not an easy task, especially judging how the rails have been moving. It's quite tricky. Yeah, mistake, and you can make those mistakes quite easily too, can't you, Renee?
Yeah, well, it's hard because, like I said, if any ball's over the pocket, it's actually a really tough shot at a high level because you have to be very certain of how the cue ball comes out and where the cue ball touches the first rail at what angle.
Exactly.
Because there's such little distance between the cue ball and the pocket and the first rail that you can't tell what the angle is.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Not great.
Markus can cut this down.
Oh, it's a tricky cut down the line. So I think if you want to land, or at least play it some sort of 2-way, you'd want to try and land the 5 ball on the short rail. Yeah, he hasn't, unfortunately. Tried, yeah, but popped out a little bit.
Tim probably looking to draw back this one. Try and get that cue ball center table.
Playing top right.
Top right? Yeah, nicely done. Yeah.
He's on the correct side of 6.
So if you drew back, you wouldn't be playing any rails, but top right obviously giving you 3 rails around to that 6 ball.
I think just a lack of angle from us. Couldn't tell us if.
Very nice shot there from Tim with that 6 ball.
And he's on a good
7
angle.
looking good.
Yes.
To run to the 8 is now the challenge here, I think. I think he's going to try and land such that the cue ball to the 8 will have the longer shot as opposed to the shorter shot.
So you'll land the cue ball in between the closest pocket and the
8 ball.
and the pool.
Yeah, that's
Just
what I'm
take
trying
the
to say
long
here.
shot.
Let's
Yeah.
see what he.
Oh, he does not opt for that at all. Yeah, I think Tim's been very unpredictable today. I haven't been picking his shots up.
Well, I think it's just the angle we're sitting at. We can't really get a good grasp of what the angle is.
But surely I would have thought at least you could play a bit of top on that. Yeah, I don't know. Guess it just comes down to comfort.
Yeah, he's left himself a.
He's
tough
rattled
shot.
the 8. And to rattle the 8 at this point in the rack, wow. I mean, anyone's game still. Anyone's game still. Markus with 3 ball clearance here for the title. First ball in quite comfortably. Open shot there on the 9. But remember, anyone's game.
Yeah, he's got to bear down for the 9. The 10's a gimme. He just needs to pot the 9.
Oh my
Overcuts
goodness.
it.
Overcuts that 9. Still very tricky there. Very tricky shot there on the 9. Tim may struggle with this.
The pressure can get to
The
anyone.
pressure can get to anyone. 2 balls left on the table. I couldn't tell you who's going to win. I don't think anyone could tell you who's going to win. We
I think
are
Tim's going for
witnessing-
this. This might not turn out Tim's way.
We are witnessing history right now. He's rattled the 9. Can you believe it? Can you believe that he has rattled the 9 on such a difficult shot? My goodness.
I think we can crown the winner.
Not just yet. Not until that 10 ball is in. Markus with a nice shot there on the 9.
Tim concedes.
Tim forfeiting, and Markus our champion for Invitational Term 1 2023. A great day. Thank you to everyone who came down. Thank you to our top 16. And thank you, Renee.
No problem. I think it was a great match.
A huge congratulations to our finalists and our semi-finalists. Really, really strong pool today. Thank you again to our sponsors as per usual.
Yep. Thank you again to City Heroes for hosting us this morning, and ARC for keeping the lights on.
That's it. Mark and Renee signing off. We'll see everyone next term.
Highly suggest you guys watch the video. Good luck. Good luck bleeping all the censored stuff.
Thank you, Renee. Appreciate it, mate.